What's up, world? It's DJ Chuck Spins. I got me a special guest today, right? Fresh out a big stage, celebrities, nightlife, top guy in the city right now. Top guy in the city right now.
Top guy in the city right now, man.
Top guy in the city right now on the DJ tip. I got my guy DJ Major in here with me. What's up, bro?
Yeah, jokes up. What's up, brother? I know you don't drink, but we gotta start off with a shot. How
Yes,
my
sir.
man Shannon be doing at his joint with his cognac. My man got his own cups. So we gonna
Yes.
start off with a shot with my man Cups for real.
I
Shout out
appreciate
to
it,
you, bro.
bro.
Appreciate you for coming out. You
Appreciate
heard
you
me
for having me.
already.
Appreciate it. Man, I'm sitting at our level with you right now, but you were just up there on the stage. I'm looking up at you, and you doing your thing.
Yeah,
Shy Glizzy,
I seen you repost, but I appreciate that.
Major and friends. That's big.
Yeah, that was dope, man.
Well,
I would guess just to see like my name on that shit, like
mm,
under your name for real, that shit hit me a little different for real. So it was definitely dope.
that was a what was it, sold out? Damn
It
near
was it was
sold
it
out.
was damn near that for Chris Brown to be in
Chris
town,
Brown was 2 blocks away.
for Chris Brown to be 2 blocks away. You feel me? He definitely did his thing for real.
Mm,
We put that together for sure.
shit. So when I'm doing my podcast, I like to get to know my guests first. I done knew about you since I was a kid.
Right.
I'm talking about 13 years old. Every Sunday at the docks, team parties, standing there, blocks all the way around the corner for the
Yeah.
Easter parties.
Yeah.
What got you started DJing?
So I had a brother that I used to fuck with on music for real. Just somebody I used to grow up with for real. You know, we grew up together. His father was a DJ.
Mm,
I was always like musically inclined for real. Like I like drum. Like for Christmas, I would get like drum sets and
mm-hmm.
keyboards and shit like that for real. But I didn't. Like we can cuss man.
Yeah,
Oh, all right, yeah. But for Christmas, I was just always musically inclined, but I didn't know like what exactly I wanted to do in music. I always wanted to be a drummer. I'm like, it's too many drummers, and you really gotta have the heart and soul for that to be the
mm,
best drummer. You feel me? So I just tried different musical things, and then one day I linked up with my homeboy. His father was a DJ. He like, yo, I need y'all help to carry these crates for real. Y'all want to make a couple dollars carrying some crates
mm.
to a party. He was getting older. You feel me? So we like, shoot, we can make a couple dollars and see a party and go to a party older than us. Yeah, we'd do it for real. So just by seeing him do his thing on the one and twos and just being a student, just looking and reviewing, I'm like, damn, that sounds like some shit that I want to do. Made people happy by music for real. The DJ, the one making everybody happy and get up on the dance floor and dance and stuff like that. So me and my brother, we started to become like a team for real, to where as though he was really the DJ, and then I started off as actually a host on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He would DJ, and then I would host on the mic, talk on the mic, and then I would do like the club mix set. I
Okay.
was good with the club mix set. He was good with knowing all the hip hop records and stuff like that for real. So we was like a duo, but I mostly was on the mic. He was mostly the DJ. And ever since then, we just been going crazy. Like,
Is he still around today?
yeah, my brother. Shout out to my brother, Tavon. His real name Tavon. His name was DJ Money. We was the Money and Major show.
Okay.
We came from the Paradox. I don't know if you remember LOP.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, so that shout out to my brother DJ Money. Tavon, he don't really DJ no more like that for real. I wish he come back for real, but yeah, that's what started me out for real. We was a duo team.
So what kept you going?
So he went to college.
Okay.
I tried college like a quarter, and I was like, nah, this ain't my focus. But he had went to college, and we were so hot that we were still getting bookings because they was booking us as a duo.
Okay.
So we was busting down, like we was doing 4 days
Mm.
during the summertime, like between cookouts, birthday parties, then maybe have a night party or something like that. We was really getting booked like crazy. So when he left, we still had to kind of carry that on. And I just picked up the puzzle and just picked up the pieces to it and kind of still carried the legacy. The intentions was to keep carrying it on until brother feel like he want to come back from the college thing or whatever he focused on at the time. And
We
there
good?
we go. Yeah.
Uh,
But you know, he reached out and started doing other things, and I just kind of kept going with the music thing, and it's been working ever since.
when he see you today, what's the response?
So I just seen him. It's crazy. I just seen him um, when was that? Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. I was an emergency DJ for this party too. The all white party with H Franks, Ross Stern, and TV Biddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm setting up. I see him coming through the door. The crazy part about that party is we started from the Paradox. You know,
Right.
the new Hammerjacks is where the old Paradox was. So
Right.
to be down there on them grounds, like doing a party there or in the same area that I came up with, and then to see my brother that we came in the game together, he was there partying with me. I ain't gonna lie, it was a special feeling for real.
It was like a full circle moment for real.
It was
Like
a full circle moment. It for sure was. It like brought me. It made me realize like I came a long way.
so let's get back. Let's take it. Let's keep it in the back. How was it growing up in Baltimore?
Growing up in Baltimore, I didn't have a tough time growing up in Baltimore. You feel me? Like everybody always knew I kind of was like on the music road of things.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I got family that was, of course, street niggas and stuff like that. You feel me? Growing up around like Zone 18 and stuff like that. But I never really had to be indulged to that because I was always focused on doing my thing. And everybody around me, the street niggas and niggas in the hood, always wanted me to stay focused on that for real. You feel me? So it wasn't really tough growing up in Baltimore. I would just say, of course, you face adversity in the city, so I don't think people like kind of thought I would be who I am today because of the type of person I was.
Right.
You feel me? So it wasn't bad growing up in Baltimore. It's just like that's why I be saying they was laughing though, because it's like nobody never really believed like this guy wouldn't be like the biggest DJ here. Like you feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody really thought that when I was like in the mix and doing it. And then like my talent always just proved itself every time.
So I remember me first finding out about DJ Major. You got DJ Major, you got Cali, you got Buck Jones. It was back in a time where the city was party groups and you know uh docks on a Sunday. How you get started with that, or how did that come about?
So alongside with me and my brother DJ Money doing parties, we've started to venture out to doing our own parties. So
Right.
we did a birthday party one time at the VFW, burnt it down, linked up with I forgot my man, but at the time he was like the biggest football player at Dunbar. You
Tavon
feel me?
Austin?
Nah,
No,
we
not
did a party for Tavon Austin
okay.
on before, but it was he gonna kill me if he see this too for real.
Don't kill my man.
But it was around that time when Tavon Austin was doing football,
Right.
like probably like a couple years under Tavon Austin when we started for real.
Okay.
You feel my man Chucky from down Mr. Browns and stuff like that. All of them was in the Dunbar team. My man Trevor. You
Okay.
feel my man Trey. But my man just said like, yeah, y'all should start doing your own parties for real, and then we can link up. I could get everybody come from Dunbar. Y'all be the DJs. Man, we eat from the door, do whatever we do for real. You feel me? So that's when I got in the mode of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So we did our first party at the Hot Spot.
Okay.
But I don't even think it was called the Hot Spot at that time. It was called something else. But that was our first party at Guilford at the Hot Spot.
Okay.
And then from there, we did another party at Mr. Brown's.
Okay.
That's when I linked up with a bunch of people from Dunbar and stuff like that. We had like the whole Dunbar football field on the flies and stuff like that. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
was lit. And that party was the same day Takeover Entertainment was doing a party.
Okay.
Mind you, we used to rock go down the dock still. We still partying at the docks with Cal. I'm growing up watching 695, Big Rel, and all them type of guys kill it and be the DJs of that time. And, we just stepping out in our own venture. But we do a party the same day as Takeover.
Right.
Our party wound up banging more than Takeover party. We had a party over East,
Okay.
and they had a party over West. I never forget it.
Mm.
And probably like a couple days after that party, uh, I got a DM from like Cali.
Okay.
And he wanted to link up and you feel me, chop it up. And we just chopped it up. I chopped it up with CJ and we decided to, do like a partnership, LOP, and take over for real.
So where did LOP come from? That was something that strictly you, or that was something that it was a team?
So it just came from a bunch of people partying together and been like, man, we gonna be the people that party together. We gonna go to the parties together,
Right.
and then we just started being a movement for real. Like we always been the guys that had the girls in the club twerking.
Mm.
You feel me? Like our guys always been niggas that'll beat you up or be cool with you, get drunk with you. You feel
Right.
me? Like it always been that type of vibe. But with us being in the club for real, so we just started a group, and we was like, man, we gonna call ourselves Life of the Party. You feel me? Because all our girls be turned, all our niggas be turned. We be in there freaking the girls and all that. Like we was just the turn people in the clubs at the takeover parties.
Mm.
So that's pretty much how Life of the Party started for real.
Was groups like a big thing back then, or did y'all like kind of start that wave of groups and Takeover and LOP? Because they was the two.
Yeah,
For the people that remember, they was the two major groups.
facts.
They was the groups Takeover, LOP. You know, that's where it started at.
Yeah, so I would say yes, because Takeover was already a strong enough brand by itself
Right.
with the high school thing. Like you didn't go to no other high school parties but Takeover Entertainment parties,
Okay.
and then you had True Goodfellas over here with the 18 over parties. You didn't go to no other parties but the True Goodfella 18 over party. Then you had the college guys, the Union doing what they was doing already for real. So Takeover was the ones for the high school crew. So when we came in and made a force of our own, it was the smartest thing we could have did, because at that time we probably would have been the top two,
Right.
and it just wouldn't have made sense going against each other. They had what we needed and we had what they needed for real. I always tell people that, like, Takeover, I learned a lot from Takeover business wise, and at the time Takeover needed a fresh group, a fresh known of people to bring some fresh energy to their promotion,
Right.
to the parties, all that type stuff for real. So I say, yeah, we did start the groups, because right after that you get a Day Loves and Crew Loves, and it was about 50 groups after that for real.
That was it. Was a whole Baltimore was a whole different place back then. You want to know one thing? I want to say. I want to say I never seen CJ in person. I never seen CJ take over in person.
Okay.
What role did him and Callie play for you, like coming up? Because you was way younger than them, right?
Right.
What role did they play for you, like coming up as a DJ?
They was really my mentors for real. Especially Callie. Like I spent a lot of time with Callie towards like my last year. I want to say the year out of high school. I want to say, yeah, the year out of high school. I spent a lot of time with Callie. Like he would come pick me up. You feel me? And we'd be outside all day, going to different schools,
Passing out flies,
talking to principals,
right,
dropping flies out to promoters. Like Callie did a lot of leg work behind the scenes, and I was able to like see that. So I got to see both sides of the fence. I got to see the leg work, the hard work, the groundwork, and then I got to see a guy like CJ, who was the business guy. CJ was always the guy on camera. You feel me? He was like the face of it. For CJ and Kelly was the face, but CJ was the CEO face. You feel me?
Right.
So it was always a team, but he was the face, and he always took care of business. And when you seen CJ, he was taking care of business for real. You feel me? So I respected that on both sides. Like, I got to see both sides of that, and that's why I feel like I created a good beast for myself, because I didn't come in the game knowing the business but not putting the work in to get the business at the same time.
I want to say I remember, like, I know we started off talking about you know, opening up for Shy Glizzy this past weekend, but I want to say that's not like the first time you like been around celebrities. I remember like the K Styles party. When
Yeah.
K Styles had every young girl in America twerking and stuff like that. Y'all brought him to the Fifth Regiment Armory.
Yeah, and even before I got on with K Stylers, they was doing stuff like Nicki Minaj and stuff like that. But yeah, I started at a young age hanging around like popular influential people, like K Stylers, the Twerk team, Miss Twerk, something like that. That's still my homie for real. You feel me? Every time I go to Atlanta and shit, like, you feel me? Like, so I definitely started at a young age being around influential people for sure.
What was like your biggest moment that you can remember as a young kid coming up as a DJ? Like your biggest party? Like,
Yeah.
I know you done seen 1,000 of them now, but like as a kid, what was that first one that's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like this bigger than what I thought it would be?
So it was the first Fifth Regiment party, the first Easter party we did with Takeover at the Fifth Regiment, and it was actually their record breaking number party too. So when we did the party with them, that was like the highest number they ever did as far as like Easter. But it was crazy because, like I said, me and my guy, we was a duo. So he was DJing, I would host, and I'm in there with DJ Khaled, Buck Jones,
Mhm.
Pork Chop,
Mhm.
all these type of guys like going like you feel me talking and going before us. So I never forget it. My man computer messed up.
Mm.
His computer like froze on. We ain't had no Apple. No, we was dragging out the like Dell computer. Like you
Right.
feel me? So his computer froze up, and mind you, I was supposed to be the guy on the mic. You
Right.
feel me? And you want me to talk at the pork chop? How the fuck am I going to do that? Like this a legend for real. We
Right.
standing in front of 5,000 6,000 people. You feel me? And I never forget, and that's why I always respect Pork Chop. Pork Chop taught this shit for me for real. In the mix of my man computer going down and us trying to figure that shit out, he taught this shit for me for real. Kept the crowd going and shit like that for real. And I never forget my man computer came back on. Pork Chop was talking this shit. He was at the high. They was screaming in there. My man dropped racks.
Mm.
You feel me?
That
Racks
was
on
that
racks
back
on
then.
racks.
That was that back then.
Yes, that was that back then. Like
That
when
was
that
that.
song was prime time song for real, and it
Right.
went crazy. And seeing that just made me like, not that made me always remember don't be too big headed for real. You feel me? Because you always can learn more and more and more. Cause like we was really like the young hot shit for real. That was our biggest party for real. So it was like going to that. Everything we had worked for was leading towards that. You feel me? So it was like for us to have that type of moment, it definitely was special. And then for it to happen like that was humbling at the same time.
So from there, where do you think your career went? I know y'all continue to do the parties for a while, but where did what was your goals back then for you to get like to be like on the way up here?
Shit, back then we ain't really. I ain't gonna say I really had goals or understanding of what I wanted to do. I just wanted to keep going with it. So I didn't think that it would lead to like managing or
Mm.
linking up with all the artists and stuff like that. Like I just always just wanted to keep going with it because it was good. Like we had such a good run with it,
Mm.
and people was enjoying themselves at it, and people kept coming. So it was like just keep going at it, see where you can go at it for real.
I want to hear your perspective of what was going on through every major moment in Baltimore hip hop history because you was a DJ through all those levels from 2014 when Scooter first
From the
coming up
I tell
to
people all the time, this is my third generation for real. Because if you think about it, I started kind of like after Swift in a way,
hmm
and then after Swift, that's when Baltimore hip hop kind of like arised in a way,
hmm
and now it's here where we at now for real.
So in them early days, what was your opinion on Baltimore hip hop when you getting your Scooters, you getting your early Mooses? Y'all throwing these parties at the docks. Y'all having Moose down the docks. Y'all having this before Sleepy is Blue Benjamin Sleepy. This little Sleepy on the rise.
Right.
What was your opinion back then on Baltimore hip hop?
I thought that it was a great change of wave
Mm,
because you know Baltimore tried to hold on to club music for so long, like and rest in peace to Swift. They tried to hold on to it for so long to like they was trying to figure it out
mm,
and trying to hold on to it at the same time, and it was like blocking the next wave to come in because you don't want to lose that wave. That wave was so big,
right.
but it's like, what the fuck do you do after someone like that symbolically, who was the wave,
Mm,
like dies? You feel me? So it's like Baltimore was trying to figure it out at the same time. So when the rappers start coming out, and a lot of rappers they started with groups and stuff.
right.
Like Davo, he was YG.
Yep.
Sleepy Brotherhood,
Yep.
stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
we had groups, and then they built rappers
Right.
inside of it, and it was more so like, man, whatever one of y'all bust, or if we bust out together, that's how we coming for real. So to see that wave started, it was like it definitely was a change of wave, and it was good to see it because Baltimore needed that because we were so stuck on trying to figure out like, oh my god, we never gonna find that sound again, or the club music not gonna be the same. Who gonna make the club music now? Swift gone, like you feel me? So it's
Right.
like to see that started with the groups and stuff, it definitely was a good wave.
As a younger DJ, did older DJs not accept Baltimore hip hop music as it was coming in, like the Scooters, the Moose, the people who actually did have good genuine songs?
Mm.
Do you think that Baltimore, like the OGs, like the Pork Chops and the Square Wise, were they not as accepting of the Baltimore hip hop?
I'm gonna say they wasn't because like I said, they were still trying to hold on to what
Mm,
made like technically what made them. in a way.
Right.
Club music was a big part of it. So it's like they wanted to hold on to it and figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but this is coming from this way and you can't even stop it. So it's like you gotta accept it because it's coming so hard that you can't even, you know what I'm saying? No
Right.
diddy. You feel me? It's like the wave was just blasting and it wasn't nothing you could do about it. Once the kids got involved in it, then it moved from the kids to the teens to the adults. It's like how can you stop the wave or ignore it? You can't ignore it because it's right in your face. So that's what kind of like happened for real. But I feel like they didn't support it. Like if it wasn't that,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't have supported it, I feel like.
I'm trying to move through like a timeline with this interview right here. I'm trying. So we at the parts where y'all y'all throwing the parties, y'all throwing the docks parties, y'all having the sleepies, y'all having the mooses, the lower stacks, the and it started to expand for real. Like Baltimore hip hop was slowly starting to grow. Groups eventually started to fade out, and that's when your certain artists, like you said, that came out, the Brotherhoods, the YNGs, the stuff like that. They started to be like by their self type people for real. Like these are entities in their self. Um, how did you feel? I want to say we like 2014, 2015 for real. Scooter like the biggest artist, Moose for the East, Scooter for the West. How was it like? I want to say because they didn't have a problem, but the city was trying to put them against each other. How was it as a DJ, like playing the Scooter and the Moose and stuff like that? Was it ever like any conflict or anything like that?
So I've never really had any conflict with playing certain shit based on beef
Mm,
because I've been so mutual
right,
around everybody. So it's like hard to be like, you can't tell Major not to play Scooter because Tay is here.
right,
Like he knows Tay and Scooter.
right,
You feel me? And y'all both know that. And y'all you feel me? So it's like uh I never really had too much conflict with it, but of course, like coming up with the music, it always comes with bullshit as well.
mm,
You feel me? So me personally, I never really had conflict, but I think the conflict of interest
mm.
stopped a lot of people from wanting to play the music.
Okay,
You feel me? So I will say that, like, but I never personally like really had no conflict of interest with the situations or whatever. I kind of like the guy that's like not included with it. You
right.
feel me? So it's like I never really had a conflict of interest with it.
I want to say it was like even a time where a lot of people wouldn't even remember this when like the Brotherhood and the YNG had their problems. A lot of people not even
Right.
remember this stuff.
A lot of people don't even know
I
about
was a
that.
kid when all this was going on, so I remember it so vividly. And
breaking
it's like,
breaking break they breaking them up at what was it, Eva, what was it back then, Artscape.
uh,
We out there passing our flies, Brotherhood right here, YG right here, we in the middle, we take over LOP, and just no problems happen for real. Like it's a type of respect that people have for other
mm,
people around. You feel me? When it come to that type of shit for real. So it's like a lot of people definitely don't know about that.
a lot of people wouldn't even remember that because I remember like being like down there in middle school when all that was going on for real. That's why when I see people, sometimes I be a little gaze like, dang, you probably wouldn't even remember all the stuff that I remember about you.
Right.
I remember sleeping them coming in the docks after the line's gone, the gate's gone, and they coming in, they performing whatever they got going on at the moment. Um, I want to say you was a big part of his come up.
Yeah.
I want to say me remembering that, me remembering Brandon and all them coming in through the doors, Murder and all them coming in through the doors after the line's gone and stuff like that. They coming in there performing, rocking it, and it's like y'all continued to work. I want to say I want to keep merging. I'm probably skipping a little bit forward, but you kind of stepped out of a DJ role and stepped into management. Cause that's when I remember working with Sneaky T and going down the studio, and then I'm seeing you again. But I ain't seeing you DJing. I'm seeing you in the studio, organizing stuff, putting plays together, doing what you do now. How did you step into that management role of like Blue Benjamin?
So it was never a personal choice of me. It was more so like it needed to be done at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like growing up with, we pretty much grew up together, me and Sleepy.
Right.
Far as like if you look at the timeline from him being in Brotherhood and being down the docks performing, sleeping on the rise and stuff like that, you could say we grew up together in our careers. So I'm gonna say Like I was a big part of his career, and he was a big part of my career because we learned it together. We was learning the music industry together. So it's like I seen the need that he was always a guy doing things for himself, by himself, and getting the shit done no matter what. You feel me? I always had a good brain on myself
Mm,
as far as like being professional,
mm,
whether it's being DJing or parties and stuff like that. Like I always try to keep a professional toll on myself because you never know who you're talking to. You feel
right.
me, in these rooms and things of that nature. So I seen that he needed that. It was actually crazy. I think we was the first time, matter of fact, that we linked up after like the Paradox era.
Mm,
I was coming back to doing the homecoming tours
okay.
at Maryville,
Okay.
and Sleepy and Lil X was the first people to say yes to my homecoming tour. Pull up at the school, like,
Mm,
yeah, bro, I'm gonna be there. You feel me? So after that, I kind of start, keep reaching out to him. We did a couple more schools,
mm,
hanging out with each other. I would go pick him up.
mm.
You feel me? He get me high as fuck
Right.
on the way to the shows. Like, you feel me? And then it'd be days we do the shows. I was just laying around with him a little bit more, hang out with him. You feel me? Like catch his drift, catch his vibe outside of us knowing each other in the clubs and stuff like that for real. And then you feel me? I just felt the need that he needed help for real. You feel me? When he go to these shows and ask for this money and stuff like that, he's supposed to send somebody in there to get that for real. You feel me? He's supposed to make sure you good before you go in there and stuff like that. Was a certain way that people looked at our artists and our rappers, and he needed to be that.
Right.
You feel me? So that was my whole goal with him. Like at first, not even being his manager. The management thing came, I would say, at our first meeting with a record label.
Okay.
And we was like, man, fuck it, you my manager for real, you feel me?
Mm,
And I never forget, that was one of the a great moment for me as well because not knowing too much about the music business,
right.
we walked in the room. It was like I'm thinking to myself, like, man, this is a good fucking deal. We should take that. Whole time it was a 360,
Right. Ah.
and Sleepy knew it.
Right.
He was like, "No, we ain't doing this. We're gonna head you back for real." Blah blah blah. And that made me respect him more because that made me realize like never just say yes because you want to say yes.
Right.
You feel me? Believe in yourself even if you got to say no, and that's what he did. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking with it.
So what was I mean, in his group of people, it was multiple rappers.
Right.
What was special about him that made you stick alongside him versus like, oh, I'm gonna try to work with you, Brandon, Murder, one of y'all two, them.
Yeah.
It was a couple of them.
Well, like I said, it was more so like I grew more a time with Sleepy for real, like
Mm,
hanging out with him and stuff like that. So although they was a group,
mm,
they always had shit going on with themselves and all that.
right,
Everybody got their own shit going on for us. So they was a group, but they wasn't always together.
right,
You
okay,
feel me? So they would be together in the studios and shit like that. You feel me? But like I just more so grew to Sleepy, and then once I linked up with Sleepy, that's when I started linking up with the other guys. You feel me? Like Beezy came immediately after for real. I start fucking with Beezy for real. You feel me? And then it was like, man, you know what? We a label,
mm,
and I'm gonna make sure you guys get y'all shit together on
mm.
the business side. And you feel me? We go at it like that for real.
How,
Like Brandon, he had his own manager.
right.
Beezy, I don't think Beezy never had a manager. Yeah, Beezy never had a manager, but um, Brandon had a manager. So it just, I just started working for all of them as a big unit for real.
So how important was it for you for them to make sure all the paperwork and all the money and stuff is in order and like they doing stuff the professional way?
You said how important was it
Yeah,
to me?
yeah. How important was it for you?
It became my job.
Okay.
Like really digging deep inside of learning what a manager do, realizing that it's money to be made in the music industry outside of YouTube.
Mm,
So it became my job. Till this day, we still get paid off music.
right.
So it became my job, and just to keep them on focus on that you have to be a professional and you have to understand the business and not just be an artist.
Mm.
So we learned it together.
I don't even want to go too far. I don't even want to go too far ahead without talking about your school tours because I started DJing in 2016. I'm going to Dunbar, 11th grade. Here come Major. He walks through the door. Sleepy, Izzy, What Sneaky T, Ball, Beezy.
Lord X. We had
No, X wasn't out then.
X wasn't that one?
No, not at the Dumbo one. Cause X first song was the Where You At. I don't think that came out to like. Was he that? Nah, cause I met
I
X
think
when
X did miss that Dumbo one.
and you walk shorty.
When they
You
was Peso the
when they was
Mafia.
Peso the Mafia, you walking through the door with a Lord Black, y'all coming through the door heavy. Like how
Lord Chalk.
Chucky, hot boy Chucky, rest in
Yep.
peace to him.
Rest
Like
in peace, man.
you walk through the door with people that became like future Baltimore legends. It's like how were you feeling back then, and how was you able to accomplish all of this?
Uh, I don't know what the secret is to my sauce.
Yeah,
But I'm just having sauce. Like
right,
that's the best way to really put it because I've always just been myself.
right.
I've never had to like do too much or do too little for people to like respect. I guess because they see that my passion for the shit, and then it kind of like motivates people at the same time. Or if you're already motivated off of it, you tend to you feel me stick to somebody that's motivating with you. So, um, I don't. I mean, we was just all chasing the same thing at the same time.
Right.
Between DJ and the artist. Artists wanted to be the biggest thing in the city and the world. DJs wanted to have the hottest artists fucking with them at the same time, and it was like, you know, once everybody was on the same page that we was chasing something to make Baltimore music grow and expand and be something other than club music.
Right.
It was like, man, we doing whatever we got to do. And then at the time, the kids was the machine. I feel like today, even to today, the kids are still the machine. But the kids always been the machine to get the music to the older adults and to get the music out there because they're the ones at this time. You got Instagram and stuff like that. So things social media is changing and stuff like that. So everything is now social media that you gotta find out what's going on. So we caught a cool wave at the time. So like it was just a blessing to have the schools like even and we had to put in work to get schools to do that. Like they wasn't trying to have no artists come to their schools and they want to be cussing and all. You feel me? Like them schools don't be playing that. So for the schools to trust in us, I think that made the artists more comfortable too. Like man, I gotta go see the kid. They fucking with me the hardest.
So how hard was it to get like artists to? Because artists today still don't got their songs clean. There's one or two artists come in with clean versions. So how hard was it to get artists to be on time, have clean music, respect the school, stuff like that?
Well, a lot of the music I must say never came from the artist. Shout out to my man Squirrel Wide and shout out to DJ Uncle Ray.
Okay.
They've always been, you know, passionate enough to want to do that for the artist because it also helps them out in their leads too. Bringing certain music that's buzzing in the streets, you got to take it to 90Q, but it got to be clean. DJ Uncle Ray, who's been somebody inside of the high school, middle school era, as far as a DJ wise, gotta have clean music. Myself, gotta have clean music during high school parties in the ages of 30. Even when you're doing birthday parties, they want clean music for real. So it's like always have you gotta always take a step further sometimes just because of the predicament that you in. And that made artists respect us a lot too. Like damn, they put more they put more work in than I am on myself. I gotta show them love and stuff like that.
So y'all getting these tours going on. Y'all going to the Dunbars, the Mervilles, the cities. Who back then would you say like kids was loving the most in your opinion? Cause everybody had that one song. Everybody ain't got a full catalog like they got now.
Yeah.
Some people just had like as in sleep. You had the Triple B, and X had the Way You At, and the who you think who you seen back then that came out for you that was like yo they got it. They might be the one.
That came out me as far as the
high school
high school tours.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say everybody for real because even when I look back on people that I really didn't know that came out, they are doing their thing now. Like Chaz, you feel me? Like Chaz came out on a couple of my. I was looking at SMV, like damn, that's Chaz my shit. You feel me? He came out on my shit one time, so it's like even the like everybody that I feel like that I brought out was always the right choices, and they've been doing great with their, if even if it's one song or two songs that they got,
Mhm.
like they made something out of that shit for real.
Mhm. So we moving on from the high school tours now because I want to say, was you like one of the first people to do something like that?
Yes,
Dang.
I was takeover was doing like Cali was the hottest high school DJ, so Cali was doing the proms and shit like that for real, but they never had to where as though they was traveling from school to school to school
Mm,
on some tour shit with artists
right.
at one time. I was the first one to do that.
I know I'm skipping way ahead, but in 2024, do you think you could like recreate that? Is it possible to recreate that same thing right now?
Um, Maybe not on the scale that it was, but it's still artists out here that deserve opportunities to do that type of stuff. Because you never know what you're going to get out of, it, especially if the kids have a mutual like for the artist.
Right.
Now it comes a little tricky because artists want to get paid,
Right.
and schools be having the budgets or they don't have the budgets,
Hmm.
so it gets a little tricky with because and I look and I be having to looking at it on both sides because I've been on both sides, so I be looking at it on the artist side like that school want to make some money off me.
Right.
So I want to make some money too for my time, for my energy, for
Hmm.
things I gotta put in.
Hmm.
And then on the school side, they're looking like, we a school,
Right.
do it for the kids. But in all reality, like now, school's getting money out of that stuff.
Did
When
you
they
ever
be
had to tell a school like, yeah, I really need this because to get these people in here, I gotta do something for somebody, shake a hand for $1 or something.
Yep, definitely.
Did you ever get like a, oh no, we just can't do it?
Uh, Mervo usually always agrees to things that I want to do.
Hmm.
And I have to explain that to the artist sometimes. Like it's not a big budget, but it's something.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like, Merville's always been supportive of me doing that type of stuff because, like I said, they one of those schools that want to see the school want to see a profit off of.
Hmm.
If we gotta pay for artists to come to our homecoming dance and stuff like that, we want the kids to come out. So. And I feel like I've kind of babied the school system away too because now every school for homecoming is like expecting that. They're
Right.
expecting like if their favorite artists to come out and stuff like that. So it's like it's
Hmm.
been kind of tricky the last couple years, but like Q Reckless,
Right.
Lou, they carrying the torch right now for real. So hopefully that'll be something that they can create again for real.
Would you reach out on like a big brother role, like or like a mentor, like yo, this is a way you could do this. This is what worked for me to the recklesses and the loose.
Facts. I don't never hide plugs and like network. You feel me? If I believe in it, if I know you're gonna do something with it, if I know you're gonna do what you're supposed to do with it for sure. They in that lead to where as though you feel me. They working with the city now. That's something we could never do.
Right.
The city hated us teen nightlife promoters for real. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
so. They got a position. They in a position to where as though they can really make change off of it for sure.
Uh, let's step back a little bit. Hope I ain't all over the place.
Good.
So you move like you moving like what era would you say that you move like from like out the management strictly management position to like back to the DJing space?
Uh, I'm gonna say after we lost the studio.
Okay.
So that was probably what that was probably like 22, 23
Okay.
in around that area. I'm gonna say yeah, around that area for real.
Do you think like I know like around that time like Beezy was mentioning he was leaving, he ain't really in Baltimore every day, Sleepy still doing his thing, y'all created like the runts movement in Baltimore. I don't know if you really want to speak on that, but it's like
No, it's good. We legal, baby.
you okay, okay, let's talk about that then. Major, Sleepy, Beezy created a whole wave. I don't even
Super
smoke.
wave.
Where I don't smoke, but y'all created a wave where it was like regular weed wasn't like wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
It had to be runts or nothing.
Yes.
That's where I hear you say jokes up a lot. I know that's like your famous catchphrase right now. It's like how was that era and what did you like see like Sleepy moving away from music or was the music like super turned at that point? What was it going through your mind at that point?
It was just a good time to explore other options at the time based on what we worked hard to do.
Right.
Like the music has always been the backbone of any place or anybody or anywhere that we've ran into or networked with or
Mm-hmm.
created a brothership with or whatever. Um, far as the run thing pretty much just came off of us just, always being the guys that want to smoke better,
Right.
bigger and better, the best, the best, the best.
Right.
So, you know, Beezy was actually the frontier of the. He's the weed connoisseur. I'm gonna say. You
Okay.
feel me? Like B. I didn't know nothing about Runs until Beezy told me about Runs for real. You feel me? So it's
Right.
like he's always been the connoisseur for that. And one day he got in touch with LB,
Mm-hmm.
who's the one of the owners of Runs,
Mm-hmm.
and he like, man, I'm in Atlanta. Pull up, like. We ain't that far with, cause they from Runs is originated from over like the West Coast.
Okay.
So, one day was on this side. I'm in Atlanta, pull up. Now I'll never forget it. Me, Beezy, and Cookie Boy B.
Mm-hmm.
We jumped in the car and we drove to Atlanta. And we was there for probably like a month,
Mm-hmm.
just trapping it out. You know what I'm saying? Working with LB, they was doing music, you feel me? Like we was just vibing, like getting to know each other, all the type of shit. Really built the brotherhood for real. And that's pretty much where Run started from. Along with my brother Cookie Boy B.
How was his death for you?
His death for me, it was tough.
Okay.
It definitely was tough because of the fact that you can see where he was going at and where he was headed. He was headed for so much greatness.
Right.
And when that happened, it definitely took a toll on the whole. I'm gonna say the whole game, not even just us as East Coast, because we consider the East Coast Cookie Boys
Right.
out of the Runch department. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So it's like it took a toll on us, but it took a toll on everybody with the whole game because the type of person that he was outside of just the runts and all the other shit and the Zawas and shit, he was just a good person for real. So
Mm-hmm.
his definitely took a toll on it, and I'm gonna say that it changed a lot. It definitely changed like the momentum of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to take the interview to like a dark place, but I want to say like through the years, especially me following you, being friends on Facebook, whatever it might have been, I see you talk about people that you lost that that meant a lot to you. I want to say, what was your connection with DJ Vicious V?
Yeah, so
How was that?
that's one of my mentors too. That was really one of the guys that I always was like a hothead
Mm-hmm.
growing up, like in the DJ world. Like I stood on what the fuck I stood on, and you couldn't tell me shit pretty much for real. You feel me? Like kind of like what I am now, but I'm more calmer
Right.
with it. But you feel me? And he was always one of them guys who I could talk to about shit, how I was feeling, if I felt like I wasn't being treated right, or if I felt like I had a pit stop in music. I'm not my blends ain't sounding good. My mute like if anything that I had
Mm-hmm.
to you feel me lean on him about, he was the guy that I could talk to for real. You feel me? He always told me like, man, you the shit. Like, stop tripping. Like, don't do that. You feel me? But always be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But have respect for yourself too. Like, don't be out here being a high head and stuff like that for real. Even though he was a high
Right.
head.
I see. I look. You made me look him up, and then when I looked him up, I think I seen like YouTube videos, and he calling out DJs, and he
Yeah.
going crazy
And
with
he
the
could back all
yeah.
that shit up. He could back all of it up, brother. Like you feel me? Like that's the good thing about him is he always was himself and he always stood on what he said he was gonna stand on for real. You feel me? So like yeah, like losing him definitely was a big toll on me for sure. I think that's when I like transitioned out of the DJing in a way
Mm-hmm.
and was like, man, I might have just focus on this music shit for real, see how that go. You feel me? Like I really kind of like took myself out of the shit after that for real.
Mm-hmm. And then we move on to what 2023. We lose President Devo, and I didn't know from an outside looking in perspective, I didn't even know y'all had the relationship that y'all had. How
Mm.
was his loss for you?
A lot of people don't be knowing the relationships I be having for real because I don't like now. I just started like posting
Mm.
like I done been around so many people, but you like I never been a guy to like pull his phone out and
Right.
or like be pressed to like be with somebody. But
Mm.
Davo, like I said, Davo is kind of like how Sleepy is. Like we came up in the music career together. You
Mm.
feel me? Like watch him come from YG and stuff like that for real, and then later on linking up to do like the detail law shit and the system shit and all that for real. So it's like Davo's always been that one guy. Like him and Sleepy's always been like the two guys. I said, yo, these guys are talented. Like they gonna be the ones that make it out of there. They gonna be solo artists.
Mm.
I told Davo that. I told Sleepy that like y'all gonna be solo artists out of that shit for real. You feel me? Because y'all have a special want and passion for this shit for real.
Mm.
You feel me? So they, even when Davo was in YG, um, you feel me? Like seeing him grow up and create his own sound. I always told Davo like I like the raw Davo. You
Right.
feel me? Like when you was just before the singing and the freestyle and stuff like that. Like
Mm.
he was
That
he
little
was
black.
yeah. You
There.
feel me?
Yeah.
He was fire for real. So like losing him definitely took a toll on me for sure because that was somebody very close to me and we came up together
Mm.
and it's just like, when you lose people like that, it's like damn, like I wanted to see that man be a celebrity, a superstar. Like
Mm.
he had it in him for real. You feel me? He all he needed was just another eye or another meeting or another network or any of
Mm.
that. So it just made me like want to just keep like go harder to figure out like how people can make it out of the city for real because you can't just stop here and then your legacy just be gone like that shit. We'll never get another voice like that.
Mm. How do you? I know even at the show, the Shy Glazer show, you were saying rest in peace to him. How will you help continue push his legacy so people might not forget about him or the next generation might not know who he was?
Yeah, I told myself at his funeral like I'ma always play that shit. You feel me? Like whether it's I don't want to be a player or the freestyle or something like that or sunshine or something like I'ma always play his music for real and just keep his name ringing, keep his name alive for real. Davo got hella songs. He
Mm-hmm.
got so much music. Like I was looking through my email one day of all the unreleased shit. Yo got man, he got to have. I know I got at least like 25 records. Yo got to have at least 1,000 records that he ain't never even get to put out there. You feel me? So it's like the only thing I can really do is keep playing that shit at them parties when I'm there for real. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been a party yet that I haven't played a Davo record.
What's the response towards music?
Same thing every time.
Yeah.
Yell it, scream it, sing that shit up to heaven.
Mm.
You feel me? Like that's how I'm coming every time I play Brody shit for real.
Yeah, long live President Dave. I remember first meeting him. I remember it was what, the Cultural Arts Center. I'm DJing. I'm just starting DJing too, and everything going wrong. I'm telling you, everything going wrong. And I
Mm.
swear, he just walked up with the most chillest face, like, "Bro, you good? Yo, we gonna get it together." And just that just spoke a lot to me about him. As, bro, you got a song with 1 million views,
And that's
and you
the
still
and that's the
chill.
type of nigga that he was, and that's kind of like the fucked up part about it. Brody was so good, like you feel me? Like I never forget. I fucked up one time, and mind you, me and Davo used to run through shit. Man, me and Davo got at least 100 shows on our belt together.
Mm.
Um, and every time, like every time I would fuck up, yo, bro, man, you good, bro. Feel
Yeah,
me? You
that's
good, bro.
exactly
Like,
how he
don't worry
was.
about it, bro. I'm like, damn, yo, like I feel bad. Like, you feel me? I never forget it. We was doing a Charm City Smoke Festival, and I had gotten a new computer, and uh, and hey, I'm sending this up to heaven, bro. I found out who made that record too, Davo, but I had the wrong version of I Don't Want to Be a Player. Detail Law had put a feature on I Don't Want to Be a Player.
What?
And some way, somehow, I had got the record.
Okay.
You feel me? I don't even. It just had the same name, the same format, everything. I don't know if it was a change of hard drives or what, but you know how you click, you know how you in your computer, you type in the thing, you pull up the first thing, pull up sometimes, especially
Right.
if you under pressure.
Right.
You pull up the first record. You might got 4 records of the same record, but you pull up the first record, and it got to that second verse, and, and Brody was like, Major, I don't know who the fuck this is on this song, but I've never heard this before. And I cut
Wow.
it for real, you feel me? And then I think I had put on something else for real. But he came back. I said, man, I said, damn, yo, I don't know what the fuck that was. He said, bro, you good, bro. And I always that always motivated me for real. You feel me? Like that's what I'm gonna miss about him the most for sure.
Man, rest in peace, President Devo. Last one, and you got him on your wristband. I've been looking at the wristband.
Yeah.
Like I want to take the wristband. But rest in peace to White Boy, the producer.
Yes, sir.
What did I can't say what did he mean to you because it's like really what did he mean for the city from your
I'm
perspective?
gonna say White Boy was a piece to hold everything together in the generation that we in now, far as rappers,
Uh-huh.
because he really is like the Metro booming, whatever producer
Mhm.
that's around all the rappers,
Right.
and all the rappers want to get around him.
Right.
He was that producer. You feel me? Like being in the studio with him, seeing him how he work and stuff like that. Like everybody grew a mutual respect to White Boy. You feel me? So we
Mhm.
lost a crazy sound. Like we lost a huge sound when we lost White Boy, and it's to the point now. I feel like the hip hop game, Baltimore game is kind of like in a state of emergency how it was when we lost Swift.
Mm.
Because when we lost Swift, we was running around trying to figure out. We ain't really heard
Right.
that sound
Right.
since Bus Fair.
Right.
So, you feel me? So we ain't really heard a smacker producer outside of D Day
Right.
and Elijah.
Right.
And these are them guys that had them records. You feel me?
Mm.
White Boy. You feel me? Shout my man D Boy.
Okay.
You feel me? Like we we missing a sound right now. You feel me? And I think when Brody died, we took a huge loss far as our sound. He was the closest I'm gonna say producing wise to establishing the Baltimore hip hop sound.
Mm. So that was another question I had. So you don't think Baltimore has a sound based upon your response?
Our sound is club music.
It's still club music.
Our sound is still club music. Far as if you want to say like how like Afro beats got his own beat
Mm-hmm.
and how like New York got his own beat.
Mm-hmm.
Our beat is club music. Still, we haven't found the bounce or the same type of bounce that everybody can go on,
Mm-hmm.
and all the rappers go on the same bounce and to be fire. We haven't found that. The closest we've been was White Boy. He just did it with BuzzFeed. That was the closest we've come.
Rest in peace to that legend, man. And he did it in such short period of a time. He came, and then he just went, and it's like, dang. Let's get back to Major on it. Coming back to DJing. What was that? Lately, you just been on every show, every party, every big event. You had your show with Chaz, Roddy, Scola, Tech. What was that first call that be like, oh, we need you for this? Or how was that? Or was it a fill in or just a random call somebody couldn't show?
Um, what was the first part that started all this
Yeah,
shit?
that started all of it. Like,
So the first part that started all this shit was I actually was a promoter
okay,
DJ.
okay,
I was doing Sundays at Dream Lounge. Shout out to Dream Lounge.
okay,
I was just on my promoter shit. You feel? I was DJ. I'm like, man, fuck it. If nobody want to book me, I'm gonna invest my money into the parties.
okay,
I'm gonna get the money from the door.
okay,
I'm gonna pay the security bill. I'm
okay,
gonna DJ it myself, so I ain't got a DJ.
okay,
I'm gonna pay a host.
okay.
You feel me? And I might try to get a percentage off the bar if I can get my hands right or something. You feel me?
Right.
So we winded up booking. I had an idea to book uh the girl Kara. She has a hair salon,
Okay, I think I'm familiar.
pretty influential. And at the time, Kara was managed by H. Franks,
Okay.
and so I was in talks with H. Franks and Kara about numbers and pricing and stuff like that. So shout out to my guy Ace. He had an idea like, man, let's do both of them. Like, you already gonna pay for Daycare. Let's do Ace Franks too. Let's do
Okay.
Ace Franks had like a big party at Iconic that night,
Mm.
and he hosted that. And that was the first time he heard me DJ. He never
Okay.
heard me DJ.
Okay.
So then he gave me the opportunity to do like one of his day parties, I'm gonna say, at Euphoria,
Mm-hmm.
and then that kind of like opened the eyes of that world
Okay.
in a way. But I'm gonna say my first big party that like started all the concert, major festival, all that shit was the CIAA party
Yep.
with
Okay.
Tech and Ari.
Right. And you put that together.
Yeah,
I remember you posting videos of her turning up to, you DJing and stuff like that. Was that like the boost you needed to get back into like, oh yeah, I'm a go ahead promoter, DJ, whatever I gotta do to just build my flame back up? Was that like,
yeah, that definitely was the flame builder for real. Like, and it's crazy because I've done 3 parties before that with Ari.
mm-hmm.
Like, out of town, we did Ari and Boosie the 2 years before that.
Okay.
And CIAA always been like my damn, this nigga on that part of, shout out to my main event guys from North Carolina.
Oh,
When they come to Baltimore and CIAA week, they always include me. They've been family since the start of CIAA.
right.
So they put me on a big concert with Ari and Boosie and Moose.
Okay.
So that kind of like put the eyes on me in a way, but it was only like once a year when I would do them big parties. You feel
Right.
me? So it was that one. Then I did Money Bag Yo. That's when I had Princess Jasmine's for the whole week.
Mm.
And then the biggest one was just with Ari and Tech. So yeah, that definitely started like the new flame right now for sure.
So how have it been taking on all these big assignments? Like, oh, we need you to do this. This is who's gonna be here. These the biggest 4 in Baltimore. We need you to do these are the biggest. Or oh, Shot Glizzy coming. We need you to open up for him. Have your own little situation. How have like you've handled taking on all these assignments?
It's made me more like appreciate the art of researching music and DJing a little bit more for real because now like I'm more focused in on. I don't gotta focus on being on the promoter. Now, like, I can really come in there and focus on DJing. So I like to set up my experiences like new music, old music, shit like that for real. So I really be in my laptop like putting shit together for real because I don't like doing the same mixes or the same blends.
Right.
So I really be like in Bible study with my shit for real. So
Mm.
any like them big assignments that I get with is like a big artist and stuff like that. I'm researching what type of music they like, or if it's an artist, I'm researching what's their biggest songs and stuff like that. I make sure I got songs, even on backup, that's not their hardest songs,
Right.
just there. You feel me? So it's like, it's put me in a place where I gotta, definitely look at it like training camp for real. Like I'm getting ready for a fight.
Okay. What you want the people to know about DJ Major before we get out of here?
Man, just keep following me, man. We gonna keep going up. I'm on some DJ Khaled, Mustard, Swift, and all them people mixed in one shit. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to really make this shit crazy. And not only make it crazy, but I want people to respect the art of DJing. You feel me? A lot of times we come in under the bus when it come to this shit, but we really the bus.
Right.
So now I'm just making people like respect it for real more. I want people to know I'm in this shit for the long run. Until they tell me I gotta stop, I ain't even gonna stop for real. You feel me? So I'm just keep working hard and just hopefully one day we'll see myself on Rolling Loud with my own set of
Right.
bringing people out and stuff like that. Or
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? So I'm gonna just keep working to see where this shit go at for real.
I can't let you out of here without putting you in a hot seat. These are spin out questions. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna go two. I'm gonna go two right now. Give me your Mount Rushmore of current Baltimore DJs.
Damn, I gotta include
That's
myself.
yeah. You have. I mean, if you feel like you there,
Oh yeah, I'm for sure on the Mount
it's
Rushmore.
only
They
4.
they got to put me on the Mount. So I got 4 left.
No, you got 3 left. It's only 4
Damn,
up there
that's tough.
of current Baltimore DJs
Living
right now.
myself.
Mm-hmm. You can't take nothing back.
I know myself. And I got 3 left, right?
3 left.
Super DJ Big L.
L.
All right, pause. I got a question. Does Flo count because he's technically from New York?
Nah, but he been in Baltimore for so long that I don't. I mean, I don't follow him, so I don't know. So
Yeah.
I can't even lie. Like I consider him a Baltimore DJ.
Right. Because I'm not gonna lie, Brody did a lot.
Right.
Do you feel me? Like his resume crazy too. Like gotta put him up there for real.
Major L Flow.
Major L Flow.
One more.
One
A
more.
lot of people gonna be like, "Yo, Major, what about me, yo?
They definitely is.
What about all the stuff I did?"
I'm gonna just take it personal because he worked behind the scene. And he worked so hard. I'm gonna say Uncle Ray.
Okay. This is the second podcast of people shouting out my man's Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray is definitely a legend. I talk to him
He's
on
a
like a weekly
gatekeeper for
day.
show.
He definitely one of them behind the door, behind the screen, like rooting for you, even though he's still an active DJ. I like that list. I like that list.
Yeah, that's my list. I know a lot of people like, damn, you put Flo up there, but just like being at the concert with Flo and seeing how he work and shit like that, man, Flo, like we kind of got like the same problems that we run into, but because we really like them guys that's connected to all the artists, so it's like seeing him work and seeing me work, we got kind of like mutual shit together for real. So I'm gonna put him up there for sure.
And my last question, everybody fan favorite question: what's your Mount Rushmore of current and all time Baltimore rappers?
Damn. And
That's
I get
four.
four of them.
That's four.
Hmm.
No replaces, no repeats. Whatever you say, you gotta stand on it.
Lil Scooter,
Scooter,
President Devo,
Devo,
Blue Benjamin, Sleepy.
Sleepy.
One more. Who I
It's
wanna
some
give it
legends. It's a lot of legends.
But see those legends have music 10 years plus so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking about. That's what make you legendary.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of legends right now for sure. And
Right.
in the next 10 years, they gonna be them guys that's coming. You feel me? Like
Right.
we don't want to keep saying the guys. No disrespect to the dead, but you know you want to get a living too. So it's like I'm looking at a 10-year run. I'm gonna say YGGT.
Oh, I did not expect that. I didn't free YGDT. I did not expect
Free
you
little
to just
bit.
say that. I did not expect for you to say that. Like,
Free a little bit, man.
we gonna just leave it at that. We ain't even gonna explain nothing else. My guy, I appreciate you for coming and mess with me.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the Chuck We Trust podcast, DJ Major edition. We just came with some gems, some flowers, some background knowledge. I appreciate you like
Yes, sir.
always.
Yes, sir. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing for sure,
Likewise,
man.
people working. I appreciate it. I'm out.
Already.